I'm Jesse with your Pro Bowl Podcast. If you don't want to get benched this season, don't strike out. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell.
The regular season, but did it feel like something lifted today?
Yeah, that was nice. Nice to get back out there. You know, when there's a couple of weeks till opening day, it was nice to finally get in the game. So things it felt like a normal ball game right when I got in between the lines. The fans were awesome. I mean, make me feel home. So this was a good day.
Well, you've done so much. I mean, you've been in the biggest games. How did it feel walking up to the plate today?
It was exciting. It was new chapter, and the fans chanting my name was definitely very nice. Usually, Dodger fans aren't chanting my name. So over the last 12 years, so that was nice. It was just a good day.
And Freddie, you get your aunts, your uncles, your cousins out here. What did that mean to you?
It was good. I have everybody from an aunt to two 1-year-olds out here today. So hopefully they're doing okay and it's not chaotic in the stands. But it was a big day for our family, and everyone that was in town was able to be here today and support me. So that was nice.
How big was that contingent? How many?
I had 8 people, so it's not big, but believe me, I got more coming this weekend. Easy drive now to get to spring training.
Has anything about the last 2 weeks even felt those new team?
No. To be honest, no. I mean, this is my first Arizona spring training, so I'm trying to learn how to get to the field every day, you know, without my GPS. So that's everything's just new. So, but what a great organization! They've been very welcoming and let me get my bearings here, and it's been a great 5 days so far.
Have you walked past a mirror with that stuff on?
This is my first time I put this one on. I took pictures today with my family for the game, so we'll see how those turned out. But I heard I look good in blue, so that's good.
Is the only drawback that you're locker mates with Cody?
I like Cody. I don't know what your guys' opinions are.
It's an honor.
Yeah, it's been 5 days of sharing in the lockers, so I'll let you. Can you give me a couple months and I'll answer that question? Yeah, give me a couple months and I'll give you a more honest answer.
How much work do you want in spring training?
I like to play.
Game at bats.
I'm a big play of the game guy, so we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm playing tomorrow. Bob kind of went over it with me a little bit, so. I only got 2 weeks, so I got to get in there. So I was able to get 4 defensive innings, so that was nice. I was going to go hit for the 3rd time if my spot came up there. So, you know, I've been getting as much work as I can in the backfields, but nothing's like a game. So it was nice to get out there and get a couple ABs.
Probably more innings than I've thrown in spring training ever in one day, but we got to get ready for the first week and work through some things. Felt a little bit better today, so things are good.
53 pitches today. Is that what you say you're built up to about, or are you feel like you're in a good spot right now?
Yeah, right now. I mean, more the up and down than the pitch number, so hopefully get to 5 full next time and then kind of go from there.
Walker, what's the balance between the short spring training and trying to take the necessary steps to get built up, but also be ready for the first week of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really know when the season was going to start, so I mentioned to somebody else the COVID year kind of helps in terms of staying ready but not too ready. Felt like I didn't come in ready enough in that one, and definitely more built up now than I was then. So that was kind of a nice little trainer course for them.
It's kind of surprising, to see a pitcher first Cactus League game throw that many pitches. It's kind of unusual.
Yeah, kind of unusual for my first one to be this late into the month too.
Yeah, especially you. I mean, after last year having a full spring training. Do you feel like that proved that you can do it and be ready?
Yeah, I mean, just getting through that number of pitches and that far into the game at this point is good for me. Kind of leave it at that.
From the workload that you had last year, you feel any residual effects of the off season or coming in today?
Took a little bit longer off, and hopefully give my arm a little breather, but feeling pretty good. The velocity was close to where I wanted, so as of right now, that's all I need.
What were you able to take from last year to be able to have the workflow that you did?
No, last year was the first year that I made all my starts. That was the biggest thing, obviously. I guess 2019 was the most I've done before that, and was still pretty close to my surgery, so to make 33 starts was a big deal for me, and I wouldn't say I learned a lot. More believing in what we do and what medical staff and our trainers and strength people have put together to stay healthy, and we feel good about doing that last year. Hopefully we can do it again this year.
In a shorter spring, are you still working on pitches? Specific pitches?
I'm always thinking on that.
It's kind of a winner with having the player rep responsibility. How much of a time drain was that?
It was some for sure. Obviously being on the phone a little bit, but after the new year, things kind of picked up with that stuff, and we got it done. I don't really know what else to say, but yeah, it was kind of a cool honor and responsibility for me to do that, and glad it ended up working out.
Did you like being involved and maybe more informed than you would have been?
Yeah, that's kind of something that I've always been into. I was a political science major, so that kind of stuff has always kind of interested me.
Did that help you be better prepared for when this was all going to end and start?
It's been a long time since I've been in a poli-sci class, but maybe not.
Do you have a target for where you want to get stretched out to by the start of the season?
Just long enough to help us win. Trying to go, and at least for me, I don't want to grow 3 or 4 innings. I'd like to be able to go and make a full start, but that's above my pay grade in some respects as well.
You're talking about last year, you didn't have to being able to be able to take all your shots and be strong as a finish. But remember, last year, I think you said that was kind of your goal, to be the same guy as you were at the beginning. Feel like you met that?
No, I had, a 7 ERA or something in September, but throwing 200 innings was kind of the goal, and I got there, so if that's a positive takeaway from it, great, but we didn't win our last game, so the real goal we didn't get to.
Did you feel any after effects from the short starts and the workload in October in particular?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I hadn't gone through before and really haven't thought of a whole lot since, just because at the end of the day it doesn't matter, we didn't win, so maybe be able to learn from it if I have to do that again this year, but as of right now, I'm just trying to get ready to pitch the ball every 5th or 6th day the way it goes.
Did you think seeing Freddie Freeman wearing the same uniform?
He looks good in blue. I don't like throwing at him, so I'm glad he's on our team.
Thoughts on a ping pong opponent?
I don't know who we're playing, and I think my partner backed out. I was a little mad at the commissioner of our tournament for how he set up the teams. So
yeah, we heard that.
Yeah, to not go randomly out of my hat, I thought was a little disrespectful to the game, but it is what it is.
You said you gave your own more time. How much time? When did you start?
Kind of middle of December, I think. Probably the first time I moved it was on my honeymoon. So, threw some weighted balls in St. Lucia and got back after once we got home.
How built up were you coming back here from camp?
What's that?
How built up were you?
I threw four lives, which I think was probably similar to where we would be. I get a little crazy when I do on my mound and throw too much, but it may help me at this point. We've been out here since February 3rd, so threw a few here, and no, I wasn't at the Players Camp, at a different gym, but threw one at home and then 3 here.
Were you starting from February as if the season was going to start on time? Did you have to kind of wait and see how things play out?
Yeah, you've got to be ready if they open camp, right? We learned that regardless of how long camp is, so I'm just trying to get my work in and stay on somewhat of a schedule.
You've always been very respectful to that guy in the t-shirt. We asked you about being an ace.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're getting to the point in your career where you assume that role?
No, I think for me, if he's wearing our jersey, then he's our guy. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Just kind of feeling a little bit more comfortable in there.
Yeah, I think I got a chance to get my feet wet a little bit out there and kind of go through obviously there's going to be some bumps out there, you know, still learning how to play the position, but I think I got some of them out of the way last year, and coming into this year, you kind of know what I need to work on out there because I got a bunch of games out there. So just working around, feeling around the wall, the warning track, working on my first step. So still work in progress, but.
How much stuff did you do over the winter? Like, did you know that this is kind of a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's hard to really replicate game fly balls, especially when you're stuck indoors in Wisconsin. But I still got a chance to like with my trainer, work on opening up and your first step reads and stuff like that. So you still could do some drill work, but it's not the real thing.
What's the toughest part? Like the reads?
Yeah, I think just in the infield you're so much closer. So I think I just got a better feel in the middle of the diamond how to read the swing, and then going to left, it's obviously a totally different angle. So for me, it's that first step off the bat, trying to read it, and I'm so I always want to go, and everyone's like, relax, you know, like keep it 85, 90% and read the swing. So it's kind of what I'm working on.
What you did in September, bouncing around but finding ways to stay in the lineup, is that something you could see doing over the course of a full season this year? Is being comfortable doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at our roster and it's like the NL All-Star team. Trey said the Monstars. I think it's pretty accurate. So you look at what CT did those last few years, bouncing around, and he's had a lot of success. So I think doing something like that, that's probably the role, and I'm totally fine with that. You know, just getting out there and wherever it is, just help win and do the little things right.
Feels like Andrew and Dave always say the word buy-in, but what does that actually look like in terms of their conversations with you, getting you along with it?
Yeah.
How does this work?
Yeah, I think just everybody being on the same page and having those conversations, and just like I said, being on the same page is huge. So. They've been great and upfront, and yeah, I think just having those conversations so we're on the same page.
Those conversations could easily go sideways.
Yeah, never do. Right. I think, you know, I understand, you know, what we have here and what I need to do to help us win. So I think there's no secrets. So we're all on the same page.
Who was the first person who told you last year, hey, we want to try you in the outfield?
I think I was in OKC actually, and somebody got hurt. Might have been AJ, and then that night I was playing left field, and then after the game I got recalled back up and played left field in against San Diego. I think it was Doc. Doc called our AAA manager and was like, "Hey, we need him to play left field tomorrow." I was like, "Oh, all right, here we go. Let's do it." And obviously I was just happy to be back. So I think Doc relayed it, and then Travis Barbera, AAA manager, told me. So
what did you figure out at the plate when you came back up?
I don't even really know if it was anything super mechanical. I think I just kind of had a clearer mind, and I think I felt more comfortable. And then just getting back up here and getting those opportunities in the outfield, I think it just kind of freed me up a little bit. Just wanted to win and then make the playoff roster. So I think all the external focus was on winning then, instead of, oh, my swing doesn't feel good, this doesn't feel good. It was about winning.
And Dave said something kind of fascinating earlier today. He said you would probably be an everyday shortstop for a lot of teams in this league. You were obviously a top prospect coming up, really good in the middle infield. What has allowed you to kind of be open to, you know, moving to the outfield, kind of moving around? What is it that just kind of allows you to do so?
Right. I think, like I said, just understanding that there's a lot of really, really, really good players here, and I still get to learn every single day and get better and improve on my game, even if it's not playing second base every day. I still get to improve my game and work on stuff and help the team win. So for me, that's really all I give a shit about right now.
Did that take any learning? Did you have to talk to some people and be like, how do I kind of deal with this stuff?
Absolutely. I think I talked to CT a bunch. Talked to Mookie because he played the infield, moved to the outfield. So just picking those guys' brains has been huge, and kind of leaning on them for sure.
It seems like your guys been around these guys for a long time, but you haven't really had that chance out there. Do you feel like there's still part of you that's all right, there's still, once I get that chance, it's gonna really?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, I believe in myself. So I think, you know, whatever it is in the role this year, however many at bats it is, for me, it's just about getting better and control the controllables, you know.
Well, man.
Money. Appreciate you guys. Yep.
How you doing? All right. Every day. Every day. Hey, Bill.
Morning. How are you?
Let's get together today.
right.
I'll figure out a time.
Okay.
How's Roberto?
So he's here. He's going through a couple tests to get him on the field. My plan is to get him in the game tomorrow, but until we get the, I don't know the corresponding move yet. We're still kind of working through kind of how we navigate that, but he's present, and I got a chance to say hello to him. Really excited.
Could Canely going on a 60-day be an option there? Or is he going to be ready kind of before that?
I don't think that'll be an option.
What do you know about Alberto? Where does he fit in?
I know that there's a really good defender. Really like him against left. Over the top makeup. Talked to Mike Matheny about him, and just a consummate professional. So he's going to be very additive to our ball club. I think we can move him around the diamond. He might even be the emergency catcher. I've heard he can catch. He's caught some pens, so that's added depth, which is good.
Does he know that?
He hasn't. I haven't had that conversation with him yet. But no, I think he's just a plus defender at a lot of different spots, and like the right-handed bat.
Do you know how ready he is? Like, if this is gonna hurt him, how much time he's missed?
From talking to him briefly, he's been doing a lot of things back home, and so he's ready to go. He's chomping at the bit to get going, and once we can kind of get the green light, I'm going to run him out there.
Dave, Clayton just picked up the baseball in January. Has this exceeded your expectations of what he's been able to do?
It has, and not just from where he was at as he ended, and just hearing recently when he picked up a baseball, to know that today he's going to go 2 innings, and just the way he feels and looks, it's just really encouraging. So again, I don't want to say it's surprising as I was doubting him,
right?
But just kind of coming off of last year and before the lockout, where he was at as far as health, and now where he's at today is really positive.
Are you guys still in the mode of trying to protect him from himself? Because obviously he wants to keep throwing the ball.
I think that he's always going to be a guy that is going to push the limits of what he should or can or can't do. But I do believe that we have enough equity and trust that when we ask him to back off or to change his workout regimen, things like that, he's as open as he's ever been.
Do you think he's pushing himself even a little harder this spring, just to whether it's confirm to himself that the elbow's okay, or that coming off of last year that he can't handle a full workload, or is this kind of normal for him, what he's been doing?
I would actually argue that it's the other way, in the sense of, first off, that there's nothing for him to, and I know your question, the context of the question, as far as proving himself, he feels good, and so his question to himself and us to him is, you feel good, how are we going to keep you feeling good? So I think that right now it's a little less is more, and kind of the maintenance in your body, you're in a good place right now, the throwing, so there doesn't need to be the excess workload in the weight room, the extra excess of overthrowing. It's like he's in a great place right now.
Should we be reading into Walker and Clayton in terms of opening day?
No, I don't think so. I think that right now, yes, the season is approaching quickly, but I don't think so.
You don't have an opening day starter yet?
Well, I'll have one soon. We don't have one, but we'll have one very soon. I have one.
You just don't want to announce it.
Yeah.
Dave, today for Clayton, what are the parameters for him today? How many innings, how many pitches?
I think 2 innings, and if it's 2 innings and then he can get into the 3rd inning, I think that'd be fantastic.
What's realistic for just how much he could be stretched out by the start of the season?
Honestly, Alden, I think it's today certainly matters. So if all goes well and he gets into the 3rd inning, if you look at the first time through the rotation, to see him touch the 5th inning should be conceivable.
Is the where guys built up will that play in at all to like how you set up the rotation the first time?
I don't think so. I don't think that that'll have a bearing on the rotation kind of construction now.
How's Mookie feeling today?
He feels good. He feels good. Much better. So yesterday was sort of just kind of taking a day, and he'll be back in there soon.
What is the plan for?
Yeah, tomorrow. He'll be back in there tomorrow. That's my plan.
Dave, what's the update for Victor? I mean, how is he looking at right now?
Victor looks good. So he threw yesterday in a live. The ball's coming out really well. So the velocity is where it needs to be. He's continuing to refine his slider, but the number one thing with Victor is the fastball, the two-seamer. And so if that's right and he can command it, it opens up a lot of good things. So Victor's healthy, like I said before. He's in great shape, and he's right where he needs to be.
Dave, when you look at Lux in left field, do you feel like he's embracing that more because that's where he might be able to get at bats?
Yeah, I think Gavin is embracing being a Dodger, being a baseball player, and it's easy to accept that when you see guys in the organization that have flourished, whether it's Kike when he was doing it, whether it's Chris Taylor doing it, other guys that we've had that have sort of bounced around, and it just adds to the versatility, and it just makes him more of a valuable baseball player. So it didn't even have to be sold to him. So Gavin is a smart guy and understands that it also gives him more opportunities to take at bats.
Yeah.
How much outfield work has he been doing this camp?
He's done. It's a part of his routine. So as far as getting out there, even shagging, I don't know if he's worked a whole bunch with Clayton, but just being out there taking balls off the bat. And I think cutting his teeth last year was huge for, kind of the anxiety and getting past that.
Was that something you guys told him going into the off season that was probably going to be part of the plan again this year to work on during the winter?
No, it wasn't. I think that he's smart enough to understand that you're looking at the roster going forward. I think that he understood that if he wanted to play more, opening up left field gives him a better chance.
How difficult was it to sort of have him jump into the outfield the way he did last year?
It was something that it took a buy-in. That was the sell, and it took a buy-in from Gavin, because you're in the middle of a season, in the middle of a pennant race, and to, as a coach, you don't ever want to put a player in a position to fail, and so we needed that buy-in from him to say, hey, you haven't done it before, but we're in it with you, and it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some it's not going to be easy, and we saw that last year. But there was no excuse making, and I would do the same thing again. I trust him, and like I said, and so I think he learned from that, and it was good for him.
What is it about him doing the sales job on that for him?
What's that?
Who is the one who's actually having to do the selling on that?
Well, it was more of, and I say that tongue in cheek, it's more of just the conversation. It was like, dude, this is what we need. You want to play, you're swinging the bat well. This is the way to get you in the lineup.
Moving a guy in the infield to the outfit's not everyone can do that right away. But what is it about him that kind of like makes him a good candidate for you to trust him out there? Is it his athleticism? Like, what is it?
I think it's the athleticism. He's an athlete, and so it's certainly different. The reads off the bat, line drives and fly balls, and then the wall, which we obviously learned about last year. But this is something, it was a crash course. And so I think the open-mindedness from Gavin was the most important part of it. And now you layer it on his skill set, made it a lot easier.
Are you guys still kind of taking stock of him as a player overall? Because for as much as he's been around, it still seems like he probably hasn't had a super extended, long run to kind of prove
it's
himself.
Fair. Well, we see him as number one. We see him as a very talented major league ball player. I think that sometimes it's a victim of circumstance, and where you're at, we have a different roster, and so Gavin understands that. If he was somewhere else, yeah, it might be different, but I know he couldn't be happier to be a Dodger. So part of it is us giving him some runway, some leash, and the other part of it is performance. And so the consistency of the player, because we have to win here. So he understands that, he's open to that, he's embraced it. But again, him being open to the outfield is only going to make him, in my opinion, a better major league player. But do I think he can be an everyday player in the big leagues? Yeah, absolutely.
Dave, is Barnes still trending in the right direction?
Yeah, Austin will be in there tomorrow. I scheduled Will to catch back-to-back, so it kind of, just with what happened a couple of days with Austin, to get 2 days to then reset to be in there tomorrow, it just sort of worked out.
Is Julio pitching Friday?
Julio's going to pitch Friday.
What do you expect from him on Friday?
Bless you.
What do you expect from Julio on Friday?
I don't know the innings. I would assume it's 2 innings, and Julio is coming to camp really good, and so I just don't think he gets fazed by anything. So he's just going to go out there and get his work in. And
another season. How exciting is it to be back here, sort of like, the normality?
Yeah, it's exciting to be back. There's a lot of uncertainty in the off season, when we were going to get started again. But yeah, glad we're here. It should be a really great year. We got a great team, and I'm excited for it.
This short spring, and I'm sure you have a lot of work right now with the pitcher. How is it changing as far as getting wrapped up this spring?
Yeah, I mean, it's, I know all these guys pretty well. A couple new faces, so it's, getting to learn the new guys, and then, the guys that have been here for a while that I know really well. Just kind of helping them get back to where they need to be. They're always working on something, so it's just kind of finding that and what they need.
Do you feel like they are ready for, opening day?
Yeah, I think, their team's ready to go, and, it should be a fun year.
With Freddie Freeman, I mean, how is the clubhouse having such a big name here with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we have a ton of huge names here, and Freddie's just another one of those guys, and he fits in great already, and yeah, I'm just glad we don't have to face him again.
My dad and my mom and my brother and friends, and I remember looking at all the different seats that we sat in. It's going to be hopefully a surreal moment for me if I go and perform the way that I know I can play, and I get an opportunity to hopefully get back to Dodger Stadium.
Is the struggle real for a veteran? Like, it seems like veterans that have proven that they can play at this level are not as valued as they used to be. Is the struggle real for veterans like yourself?
It's real. I mean, that's why I'm standing here. It is real. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I had a choice to make as a man and as a professional, that I had to look myself in the mirror, and I could have felt sorry for myself that better opportunities didn't present themselves, or I can embrace this opportunity that I have here and fully dive into everything they have in store for me, and utilize the resources and people they have here. And talking to people on the phone yesterday before making my decision here, I was really excited about the plan and ideas they had for me, and I'm excited to get with some more people here and figure out what they have in store for me and how I can better myself and really see how good of a baseball player I can become. Whether it's getting back to the major leagues or just playing somewhere else. This is a kind of a personal journey for me to just really to see how good of a baseball player I can become and see if these guys can help me and try to expand my career as long as possible.
Kevin, experiencing that humility and taking a step back, have you kind of reassessed how you can contribute to a team?
Yeah, I know how I can contribute. I've been doing it for the last several years. I play the game the right way. I play the game hard. I play it fearless. I get competitive at bats. I have the ability to slow myself down in big moments. And I think that's the thing that the game doesn't value as much anymore is experience. I've played in some of the biggest games. I've been in the postseason. I've been in at-bats. I've faced closers in the ninth inning with them. I've failed in those moments. I've bounced back. I've also succeeded in those moments. I've experienced everything you can experience in this game. There's nothing that this game can throw at me that I'm not prepared for. Maybe besides this, but I'm here, and I'm excited. I think to look around this clubhouse, there's been a lot of guys fairly unknown, maybe underappreciated. Maybe guys just didn't have an opportunity to swim here, and you got multiple time All-Stars in here. You got fairly unknown All-Star guys that underachieved to everyday players that other teams didn't want. They came here, found a home, and you know, are some of the most valuable players in the game. So I'm hoping that can be my story at the end of it. Just excited to get on a baseball field and be around guys. It's been a strange off season. You know, especially a strange couple last days. Going out to a college field with maybe a couple other guys. You kind of miss this. You miss being in this atmosphere, and you know, it kind of cures everything that's been going on the last couple of days.
From your conversations with the team yesterday, and also just what you've kind of self-evaluated, what are the ways when you talk about trying to be a better baseball player, you kind of look at as areas you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, we still got to kind of dive into that sort of stuff, but I think a big part is, you know, I still come a little bit from that old school thought. You know, you look up at the scoreboard and you have these statistics, and those things used to be valuable, but it's a lot of the things that are underneath the surface that I've had to kind of look at myself and be like, okay, I realize, you know, if teams value this and they find it important, I kind of understand why I'm sitting in the position I am. And it was not about the experience. It's not about being able to do certain things on the field. A lot of it has to do with you know, projectability and expected things. And I haven't done a very good job of you know, filling those boxes over the last couple of years. You know, it's a bit surprising that this team you know, was taking a chance on me, given that they're probably you know, have similar thoughts to other teams as far as some of those statistics, but I also know that they value winning here, and they value experience, and they know that I bring that, and I'm hoping that they can help me become a better baseball player in those other areas and help this team you know, get back on top.
How did this for you, just looking at other situations, obviously the lockout, and were there other league offers that maybe you considered turning down earlier?
It was a slow off season. You know, the last couple of years I've signed fairly late in the off season, and that was kind of the idea that we had going forward in this free agency, with the lockout ending, everything kind of being expedited. Teams are trying to figure out trades and rosters and arbitration all at the time. So we waited, and nothing really came prime. And yeah, I'm not going to necessarily speak about some of the other things that were out there. I'm just happy to be here, and I think it's in the best interest for my career. You know, I had a conversation with my agent yesterday about I could continue to go out and do what I did, and you know, I could play another big league season. I could survive another big league season. On the surface, it might look like a decent year, but how long can I survive doing this? This step back is not. The step back is to hopefully stretch out my career more than 1 more year. I can play a couple more years as opposed to just surviving another year. I hope to go out there and thrive and you know, turn this opportunity into you know, being very wanted. You know, this time next year.
Did you have big league offers that you turned down to come here, or just other opportunities?
Just other opportunities. Like I said, I don't want to get into the specifics, but this is the place I want to be. I mean, it's a great opportunity for me to watch these guys be around great players, be around unbelievable staff, great hitting coaches, and they have everything here. I've always heard from the outside looking in how great it is here. I'm excited to experience it.
Well, David Price is clearly excited to see you. Excited to see him with these guys here.
Yeah, I'm very excited. This guy too, Andy Burns, one of my first, you know, professional, you know, friends and roommates. Yeah, baseball is a pretty small community. You know, I was looking at the roster here, and I realized there's quite a few guys that I played with. I played against a lot of guys. As soon as you put the uniform on, you know, we have a lot of similarities.
He enjoyed that you guys roused him when he came in with the suit.
Yeah. You know, obviously it's a big day for him. He wanted to be here and looked really good for his press conference, and a chance for him and his family to really enjoy it and hopefully get some photographs that'll be up in the house for a long time. You guys have had a lot.
Thanks, guys. All right, well, Max, first game back out there on the field since your injury. How did it feel to be back out there?
Felt really good to be back. You know, obviously you're not looking for a whole lot, just trying to get through the motions and get through a game and see how things feel. And it's almost like checking boxes, but yeah, I felt really good to be out there.
I know you faced live pitching for the first time last week. Where are you feeling just like at the plate? Do you feel that things are moving in the right direction, how you're seeing the ball and just how you're kind of progressing?
Yeah, everything's moving in the right direction. You know, we're obviously not anywhere close to where we need to be right now, but it shouldn't take too much long. You know, it's really just more about getting the arm loosened and, you know, conditioned to swing in a bat. And, you know, there's only so many swings you can take on a backfield. You get in the game, get a little adrenaline going, and, you know, that's where we're at right now.
Last year, we saw you obviously at first base with Freddie Freeman here. He'll be at first, and we'll see you likely at second and third, and then doing some DH. Does it take time for you to adjust to the different positions?
Thankfully, I've been doing that for a number of years now, so it's I'm kind of in the routine of it. Maybe not as much last year, I was a little more first base, but you know, it's something that I've always worked on. Each day you work in a new position, and you just kind of get your work in before you do anything else, and you just got to keep putting in the work and not get complacent with it. And yeah, I don't think it'll be any different this year.
So how has it been having Freddie Freeman in the clubhouse with you guys?
It's been good. We haven't really seen him though. He's too busy doing stuff. You know, he's got to do all his photos and his media stuff, and maybe in the next couple of days he can come hang out with us. Who knows?
So what's the plan for, you know, it's a beautiful day here in Arizona. What's it like for you after the games?
I'm going to go home and be with my family. Take care of my little girl and watch her grow up a little bit.
Love it. Well, Max, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's good to see you back out there.
Thanks.
I'm down here next to the dugout with Chris Taylor. And Chris, I mean, look, right before the lockout, you signed your deal with the Dodgers to come back. How good does it feel to be back in front of all these fans?
Yeah, I think we were all on the edge of our seats, you know. I think everybody was kind of itching to get back to it, and we were hoping something would get done. And, you know, I'm just relieved we were able to work out a deal, and we're going to have a full 162, and now we're playing baseball again.
You got a couple at-bats today. I mean, how does it just feel kind of being back out there at the plate? How are things going for you with your progression?
Pretty good. You know, I feel like I'm in a good spot for, you know, having first 5-6 at-bats, you know, in practice and now in the game. You know, at this point, I think everybody's just kind of trying to feel it out, get their timing down, swing at strikes, and but yeah, so far I feel pretty good.
Freddie Freeman walked into the clubhouse today, full suit. What did you think about it?
Yeah, classy move. I think he's got to dress like that the rest of the year now.
Yeah, that's the expectation. He set the tone. It's got to be a full suit every single day. All right, Chris, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Let's get back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Chris Taylor.
Some work to do because of the injury, or just rust?
No, I think it's just rust. You know, I think we're closer than it looks, and you know, it's been showing really good the last couple of days. But most important thing is the health of the elbow, and I think it's going well.
Have you tried to fight against compensating for the injury and not altering your mechanics?
No, it's just more of just like loosening it up, feeling tight, that type of thing. But you know, it hasn't been bad by any means. It's just, you know, you gotta get it moving again. You know, it's like if you've been sitting in a car for a long time, your legs get stiff. It's almost like that. So, you know, but we're close, I think.
Do you feel like you've gotten over the mental hurdle of trusting it, letting it go?
We're working on it. Maybe not fully, but a couple more games, I think we'll be all right.
How big do you think that elbow is, like, in your own swing mechanics, as opposed to, like, say, if it was the lead elbow?
I don't know so much about, you know, the elbow itself, more so just how tight it feels, and just how it affects the whole arm. You know, I think the elbow will be fine, and like I said, it's just you get through it and loosen it up.
Yeah, it's just good to be on the field, see the.
And the
media caught up with Justin Turner.
Justin, first game of spring training, how'd it feel to be back out there?
Yeah, it's just good to be on the field, see the fans, the kids out in the stands, and get a couple ABs in and come out of it feeling good.
With those at-bats, is that kind of just the right step with your progression and getting your rhythm and timing and stuff on track?
Yeah, that's what spring training's all about. It's just getting good feels, getting your timing down, and make sure everything's that you're working on the backfields is feeling good in the game setting. So.
We heard of a call at Mookie's wedding that you, Andrew, and Dave had with the new first baseman. How did that call kind of come about? What was kind of that conversation like?
Well, to be honest, Freddie didn't answer, so I don't know if he told the whole story there, but it was a little late for him with the kids. So, but I did talk to him the next day, and just saying, hey, we'd love to have you. So
he said your name came up on his phone a lot this winter. How much was that sort of consistent part of your winters trying to recruit him over here?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it felt like a lot to him compared to some of the phone calls he was getting. But no, just reaching out to him and telling him how good he'd look in Dodger blue and how fun it would be to play together on the same team. We played against each other for a long time. So
he said he enjoyed that you guys razzed him when he came in with the suit.
Yeah, obviously it's a big day for him. He wanted to be here and looked really, 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 really good for his press conference, and a chance for him and his family to really enjoy it and hopefully get some photographs that'll be up in the house for a long time.
You guys have had a lot of big players come in here the last couple of years. Like, how easy is it to bring in new guys, especially ones like him who have had long careers and are pretty distinguished?
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy clubhouse to come into. A lot of guys that are professional about the way they go about their business, and a lot of guys that have a lot of big time accolades in here. So he'll fit right in.
But being like a recruiter, something you kind of enjoyed. Like, how do you kind of go about doing stuff like that?
I don't know if I I knew he was coming up on free agency last year. I was joking with him when we were playing him during the season, and maybe a little bit in the postseason about how nice he'd be in a Dodger uniform. But no, I just wanted to let him know that obviously I'm sure every team would be pretty welcoming to him, but we would do the same.
All right, good to hear from Justin.
First, talk about your swing. How are you feeling out there, taking some swings? Are the changes you made last year, are you still implementing those?
Yes, I am. I feel very good. I feel stronger. I feel like the ball's jumping off the bat more so than it did last year, obviously. So, I'm feeling good, and it's going to be fun and good to get out there and get going again, and get your feet wet and just get this thing going.
And I can imagine you can't go into the season expecting what's going to happen, per se. And I imagine you didn't understand or know the challenges you were going to have. But what did you learn from those, and how can they help you with this season?
I think, towards the end I really dialed in, what made me good and why I'm good, and, just try to go from there and just keep learning and adjusting. And, it was a grind last year, to say the least. But, it's in the past, and I'm looking forward to this season.
Every year this team has an opportunity to go all the way. Does anything feel different, more this year?
It feels the same as it has, ever since I've been up. It's just we're ready to win, and we anticipate going to the World Series every year. And we implement that day one in spring training. So great group of guys in this clubhouse. It's fun to be a part of. And like I said, ready to get going on the season.
And how does it feel just to be back with all the guys? You see everyone's faces. It feels real, huh?
It feels real. It feels good. Group chat was just, we're all in different places, like what's going on. But no, I think we did a good job staying in touch throughout it all, and got knowledgeable about the situation, and feels really good to be back.
How does it have a normal-ish off season when you're not dealing with surgery and rehab and kind of all those things?
Just felt good. Felt normal. Body feels really good. Scaps feel good. So
you know, I needed it. I appreciated the full off season, and excited for it.
So which swing are we going to see? Because we've seen a few different ones.
Yeah. No, it's where I was at in the postseason. I'm spread out, hands where they were. Obviously, I felt very confident in that. Just, you know, adjustments here and there just to be consistent with it all and keep my same approach and, you know, just be confident in it and just, you know, excited to get it going.
Trey, just first, how good does it feel to be back?
That feels good. Get back to schedule, being normal again, and see the guys and get the season going, because there's been obviously a lot of talk this offseason with the CBA and whatnot, but it's good to be back and playing baseball.
What was the focus for you, or were you working on anything in specific during this offseason?
No, just being healthy. Feel like the last few off seasons, I feel like I've put myself in a good spot in the off season, and just trying to do similar things, stay strong, stay healthy, and just get ready to play full 162.
With Seager gone, are you looking forward to being true shortstop again this season?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to miss him, but for me individually, I'm excited to play shortstop again. Feels so much more normal and natural, and I felt like I was playing left-handed over at second base. But it'll be good to prove that I can play it at a high level, and I think that's one of my focuses this spring training is getting those ground balls over there and putting in the reps and getting ready for that.
Did anything from playing second last year, is there anything you kind of used to cross over to shortstop? Any takeaways, I guess, from it?
No, I mean, I only played, 50 games or so, and played the last 7 years at short. So, I was just trying to do the best I could over there for the ball club and, make as many outs for my pitchers like I always do. But like I said, it was just a little awkward, a little weird to learn the position on the fly. But, I feel good back at short and feels normal, and today was fun. Trey, a lot was going on, getting traded, moving to a new position. Does this feel a little bit more normal, comfortable? Do you feel like you'll be in a better spot starting the season with these guys? Yeah, no, I think routine's always good. Going back, there was a lot of things last year that was, a crazy year, and all things considered, I thought it was pretty successful from many viewpoints. But I think getting not a fresh start, but getting to start here in spring training, and once I get my routine and learn everything, I think that's always better for success and better for me to contribute to the team. So I'm excited. Hopefully I don't get traded again this year. That'd be great. And I can stay in one spot, and it's going to be a fun year. As far as your contract, how do you approach it this year, and would you be open to talking about an extension, or is that kind of like where mentally you have to just worry about baseball and not worry about even getting into that? Both. I mean, I feel like I compartmentalize. I can have a talk if somebody wants to have a talk. If not, I'm ready to play and ready to go out there and do what I've done for the last however many years. Like I said in the past, I'll have talks, but if they're not going to happen, or if they don't, or they do, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about not stinking today is kind of my motto. Is don't suck today. So I put in the time and let those things take care of themselves.
Have they approached you about an extension?
I think there was one little phone call before the lockout, but nothing of substance, or nothing that was really brought to my attention. Just a conversation between them and my agents. But
how are you feeling? I mean, surgery is now a little less than a year ago, but how are you feeling right now?
Feeling great. Getting back to a good spot, strengthening my arm, getting back to close to normal, and in a good spot.
Where would you say you're at right now?
I would say 70-75% back to normal. But on the ramp-up stage, so getting close.
Do you have a goal for when you want to be back on the mound?
Well, back on the mound is supposed to be at the start of next month, so first week of April. If everything stays smoothly, that's where we'll be.
Everyone's the estimate time is after All-Star break. Is that is there a date on the calendar you're looking at that you have circled? How excited are you for you just to be playing meaningful baseball again?
No circled date yet. Still too far to do that. But yeah, I'm very excited to just be back with the guys. It's exciting to have everybody here, and just the camaraderie is back. It's exciting.
And what did it mean to you to see Clayton Kershaw re-signing?
I was very excited. Just having his presence in the locker room is awesome. It's very cool to see.
What have you learned from him personally?
Just the the gamesmanship and how to carry yourself around the clubhouse and in the locker room and in the weight room, and just the way he goes about his business day in and day out is pretty phenomenal.
Well, just last thing from me, can you just kind of break down what your workouts have looked like at this moment? Kind of just explain whether it's kind of core or what you've been throwing. Just break it down.
Yeah. So this is my first week of throwing 6 days a week. So I've been throwing light on Monday, heavier on Tuesday, light Wednesday, light Thursday, heavy Friday, and then it would be light Saturday. So working out 4 days a week and just getting back in the swing of things to get ready for the season.
Well, we're excited that you'll be back out there soon. Thank you.
You know, I had a similar injury with the lead shoulder. It usually takes about a year, you know, to feel comfortable, feel strong. And do you feel now back to normal, that shoulder is strong?
Yeah, I mean, I really focused on scaps this offseason. I talked to Julio when he had his shoulder surgery, and he came back obviously better than ever. He said the most important thing is scap work, you know, just getting that mobility and getting that strength. And you know, I really took that and ran with it, and just focused on scaps and mobility and strength, and you know, just learned a lot about my body last year, how it all works, and how I can benefit it the most going into the future.
You know, this was also a special off season for you. You had a baby girl, I believe. How's that been?
It's been amazing, man. Definitely a life changer. You know, just every day, you know, something new. She's learning something new. She's getting bigger. Starting to smile now. So it's the biggest blessing I've received.
And back to baseball. You know, you defensively, in my opinion, the best defensive center field in the game today. How excited knowing that you'll be patrolling center field and have Mookie Betts on your left and AJ Pollock, CT3 on your right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. You know, I feel like I'm in a good position. Center field, you know, wears on your body a little bit more than the other positions, just more running. So a few years I played out there, I've understood that and got an understanding of, you know, how to maintain throughout the season. But you know, I think it's probably the best outfield defensively and potentially offensively in the game. So it's a huge blessing.
You're an MVP, Rookie of the Year. You've done a lot of great things at such a young age. You're just now entering.
You know, I think you know, it just happened so fast, so it's kind of a blur right now, but it's good to be here. It's good to be a Dodger again, and yeah, I'm excited to be here.
And how are you feeling? How is, just with everything from the forearm tightness, how are you feeling right now? It seems like things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel 100% health-wise. It's just, you know, I didn't pick up a ball for a long time. So I didn't pick up a ball till January 1st. So I haven't done that in a long, long time. So wasn't really sure how it was going to react. So thankful that I feel great now. And, you know, I'm throwing live tomorrow. So that'll kind of be a good assessment to see where I'm at and keep progressing from there. Yeah.
Do you think you'll be ready for opening day?
I think so. I mean, if you look at the schedule, if I throw one inning tomorrow and go up one inning for 5 days, I think it's pretty close. So, you know, we'll see. But, you know, either way, I should be right around that. I should be okay.
How good did your mind and your heart and your soul feel when you were able to re-sign this deal?
Felt good. Yeah, felt good. Yeah.
Was it an odd limbo, though? You said it's so fast now, but between the lockout and being a free agent for the first time, there was the long wait.
The lockout was honestly a blessing for my wife and I. Honestly, just selfishly to be able to make sure my elbow was okay, you know, and we didn't want to make any decisions without knowing that I was going to be 100%, and so without the distraction of trying to figure out where to play, and you know, honestly, that's a credit to Andrew as well for not having to do the qualifying offer. That was really nice. Didn't have to make that decision right away, which was huge for me. Just gave me time to figure it out, and once I got healthy, you know, it was no secret, you know, we were gonna go play in Texas or stay here, and that was a hard phone call to tell CY. I'm a good friend of CY, and you know, I think the world of him, and I think he's gonna do great things with Texas, but at the end of the day, I wanted to be here and win a World Series, and I think the Dodgers gave me the best chance to do that, and I'm excited to be back.
Trey, first off, just 2 singles today. Different performance from yesterday at the plate. How does it feel to be back out there?
It feels good to put the ball in play and not strike out and walk back to the dugout. But you know, that's what spring training is for. Is just getting those reps, getting those at bats, get the timing down, and we still got a lot of time and a lot of at bats ahead. But you know, I feel good.
But with each game, I mean, look, when you kind of compare, like you said, yesterday to today, Does it just kind of put you or make you realize that you are progressing in the right direction right now so early in spring training?
Yeah, I just think something to build off of. You know, coming to spring training and you don't know where you're at until you get those reps. And yesterday, you know, I kind of got a baseline, so now I know what I need to work on moving forward and try to implement that today. So we're moving in the right direction. But you know, that's why baseball is one of the hardest sports in the world, is because you know, yesterday doesn't really matter, and what are you going to do for me today? So keep building on today and see if we can do it. You know, the next time.
2 games back at shortstop. I know that is your preferred and your position. So just tell me about it. Does it feel normal and it feel like it's what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yeah, it feels so much more natural. Got to build up the arm strength, but you know, other than that, I just feel like I'm, you know, able to make the right decisions, know where I should go and what I should do, and the angles feel better to me. You know, over at second base, the angles were, you know, the complete opposite, and you know, it feels good to just be back with you.
Now, I haven't gotten your reaction. Freddie Freeman news. How does it feel to be his teammate now?
Good, because I was trying to recruit him to Washington when I was over there and playing against him every day, and he was killing us over there. So now I'm glad I get a chance to play with him, and you know, he's in the same boat as me. We're kind of 2 of the newer guys, so you know, it's been fun talking to him and showing him around. I feel like I'm teaching him some things, at least of where the facility is. But he's a special player, and you know, I'm so happy he's here, and he's going to be really good.
What was your reaction to the reports that Freddie Freeman's signing?
Excited. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the game. He makes our lineup so dangerous. You know, it's gonna be fun to watch on a nightly basis, but on top of that, it just gives us an even better chance to win another World Series, and that's all we're about here, is winning. There's not one person in here that didn't want him, and we got him, so now we're all really excited and just can't wait for him to get here, whenever that is.
He's got to be, if not the best, one of the best top 3 or 4 hitters in the game. So, you know, Freddie, I know him a little bit. I'm excited to have him. I know he's going to be excited to get here, and he's kind of got the personality he'll fit into any clubhouse, and that's good. You know, we got a position player lineup of all-stars, so that's good. But that doesn't mean you're going to win. So we got to work together and come together as a team, because there is some things about culture and chemistry and things like that you have to work on. So. We can't just assume that because we got 9 of the best players in the game running out there every day that we're going to win. So we got to work on that, and we will, and we'll be good at it.
Excited is probably an understatement. Obviously, there's been a lot of build-up and a lot of talk and a lot of anticipation as to what was going to happen, and to finally see it go down and be official last night I slept really good. Yeah, it was good.
What does Freddie Freeman bring, just the total package? Can you describe why everybody's so excited?
I mean, a professional guy, a professional hitter, a good defender, someone that is just going to, I feel like, come right into this clubhouse and fit right in and make this team even more dynamic.
Honestly, we all want to win a ring, you know, and anytime you add a guy that's that good, you know, he's a special talent. He's a special hitter. Then, of course, you get excited.
The way they structure the team and they spend the money, but then they can trade and they can draft and develop, and it seems like no matter what they do, it seems like the right move. You know, tip the cap to Andrew and all the guys in the front office that make these decisions, because they put us in a good chance to win every single year. You know, he's going to be a big piece.
How was your off season, and how good does it feel to be back with your teammates?
It feels really good to be back. You know, there was a couple of speed bumps along the way. Weren't sure if we were going to get a full season, but we did. Everything's good, and we're playing baseball again.
How did the extra time allow you to, whether it was focusing on anything, whether it's just spending time with family, how did it kind of allow you to take the moment and even reset for season?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of, you know, not getting too up or too down with how things are going, and just put your head down, enjoy the family, enjoy the working out. Yeah, I mean, it was going to happen eventually, but yeah, I always enjoy the off season, and usually working out, doing stuff anyway, so I wasn't too worried about getting baseball shape.
And last year you battled a few injuries. Was there anything you learned from last year and things you want to work on towards this season and keeping yourself healthy in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured a couple of things, well, knock on wood. There's a couple of things that I think could help me along the way. And we'll see. You know, there's some stuff in baseball, and you could do everything off the field. You could eat right. You can do all these things. And baseball is just a wacky sport. You play every day. The way you run, the way you swing one way, it's just a weird sport. So, yeah, I'll do everything I can. I think I've learned some things, but at the same time, I'm going to go out there and play hard and see what happens. If something were to happen, then I'll just regroup. We got a great training staff and get back at it. But, I feel really good right now, so I don't plan that to happen.
You guys start playing games on Friday. How important was today's sim game just to kind of get rhythm down, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, anything you do at this point in the beginning is just, for me, it's just getting your legs under you. Everyone, even if you're training really hard, it's really hard to describe to someone what baseball shape is because you're just standing on cleats for hours and hours, not doing a whole lot, and then you run. And then just the volume of throwing, you throw a ton and then you don't throw for 2 hours and then you throw. And it's just a weird, baseball shape is strange. So just kind of getting used to that stuff. Yeah, the sim game is great. To me, I feel like we'll get plenty of reps, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, so even with just kind of a non-traditional spring training, that's not really a concern for you right now. I know with the pitchers, and Dave Roberts has said that the expectation at the end of spring training, it's not for everyone to be fully built up and still using some of those early games to continue to get ready. But from the position player side, does it feel like this is enough time?
I'm fired up. I think we should do this every year. I think there's so much, as a position player, I think, the spring training's gotten so big. I don't know if it's just the fans love it. I mean, it used to be a lot shorter and maybe a little more focused, and I think it's kind of been a roll on into spring. And pitchers are weird. I mean, not them, but they're getting in shape is weird, and I don't know that, so I know they got to get their volume up. I know they got to get get down. They do a lot of stuff that I'll defer to them on that. But as a position player, I'm pretty pumped to not have a full spring training, and I think it'll be a little more focused for a position player.
All right, and last one for me, just reaction to getting Clayton Kershaw back.
Oh, that's our guy. Just pumped. It'd be weird to see him in another uniform. He's just such a big part of the clubhouse, and I remember looking at the roster and just thinking, there's something missing, and it's our guy. So we got him back, and he looked good yesterday, so I'm happy to see him healthy.
And I actually lied to you. I got one more. How is it just seeing Max Muncy back out there, no brace on, seeing that he's feeling better, that Mookie Betts is healthy, that you're healthy, that Cody Bellinger is healthy? How is that feeling to you, just knowing that everyone is so ready and what it means for this season?
Yeah, I mean, staying healthy. You need a lot of weird stuff happen. That was a nasty thing for months, and he looks good. Mookie battling, Cody had battling the whole year. I mean, it's just baseball is, it's not a contact sport, but there's just weird stuff that come up, and it's good to see everyone ready to go. Everyone's healthy. We're in a good spot.
Bringing the heat last year, Alex Vesey, who's kind enough to join us now live here at Camelback Ranch. What a breakout season it was for you in 2021. I know things got off to a bit of a bumpy start the first time you were up with the Dodgers. Then you were optioned back to AAA. When you returned in early July, I don't know what clicked for you down at OKC, but the last 3 months of the season, you had a 0.92 ERA. As you were saying, you were punching tickets left and right. What changed for you when you came back?
Obviously getting traded over, the Dodgers coaching staff had a lot for me, right? So it was just slowly but surely, picking apart different pieces, whether it was mechanics or analytics. It seemed to click once I was able to clear my head down in AAA. And then coming back, all I wanted to do was just get outs and give my team the best chance to win. So it felt really good to kind of get some momentum and kind of establish myself. So
we saw in that highlight montage there, they were showing some flames, putting flames in there, not just for your fastball, but also you're kind of a fiery competitor when you're out there on the mound. How would you describe your demeanor when you take that ball? Because I imagine it's an incredible rush for you as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love it. When there's 50,000 at Dodger Stadium, that's where I feel like I perform the best. The heart rate gets going and my adrenaline is pumping, and that's just something that I feel like I thrive in that moment, right? Today I was throwing it in the backfields and there was a little bit of fans and stuff, so I was happy just to look around and to have it not be a ghost town like I've been the past 2 months. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. and I'm really, really looking forward to getting back out there.
You first came up with the Marlins, and I don't know how much they were diving into analytics while you were there. You come here to a place that is very much involved in the analytical side of the game. How much has that helped you, and how much do you actually like to incorporate that?
Yeah,
on this extension, why was it so important for you to start the season off?
Well, you know what? I think for me, like I said, I knew it was going to get done. I was hopeful. It wasn't a priority for me individually. I think that us as an organization to focus on the players, and then obviously with what happened with Freddie and things took precedent, which I completely understood and agreed with. But to get it done before the season, I think it just kind of, it's exciting for me, my family, and you guys know how excited I am and what it means for me to put this uniform on every day, and really respecting the Dodger tradition and the people that came before me and what it means. And so for ownership, the organization, Andrew in particular, to entrust me going forward is everything. And so without those guys, the players, the relationships that I've built, shoot with you guys, and the fans, it's like, that's why I come in every day so happy, and I'm just kind of a caretaker, for this organization, one of the caretakers. So it's, I hold that in high responsibility.
Can you confirm the length of the extension for us?
I don't want to go too far into details, but I, like Andrew says, that for the foreseeable future, that's the way it's going to be, yeah.
Is there any part of you that was surprised how long it took? Or that it's March 21st, 4th is just now getting?
No, it wasn't, Fabian. I think that if things would have been different as far as kind of the past few months, it probably would have happened sooner. So it wasn't anything that we didn't feel was ultimately going to get done. This is the place that, I knew I wanted to be, my family wanted to be, and it's good to know that it was mutual.
I told you that the last few years would have gone from when you first put on the uniform in 2015 to now, and what would you sort of say about this sort of tenure thus far?
I would be very, I'd be very grateful. I think that I'm continuing to grow as a manager. I think that the main reason is because certainly experience helps, but most importantly, just really having cemented relationships with a lot of these guys that I've got to know over the last 6 years, and the front office as well, and everyone. So I think that I'm continuing to try to get better, but to look here now, almost 7 years ago, it's pretty. I just obviously don't have a lot of words for that. It blows my mind.
When did you guys start actually negotiating on stuff, and how did that work in with, obviously you're seeing Andrew every day talking about other stuff, but just kind of how did the negotiations play out on that?
We see each other a lot, but we didn't start talking about this until I think it was right before the lockout. I think we just kind of had little kind of, we're going to try to figure something out, and then after the lockout, and then we kind of got, I don't want to say sidetracked, but other things took precedent, which is good.
Has there ever been, like, this obviously a pretty high pressure job too, has there ever been a part of you that thought about, do I just want to let this deal end or anything like that, or was it pretty easy to decide I want to still be here, long term like that?
You know what, I did think that at times, and I say that not because I didn't appreciate the job. I just felt that at times that for me to do right by the Dodgers and the players, they have to have all of me. And in a world where there's so much gray, I ask the players to be either in or out. And so, when I was talking to my wife and about this potential extension, obviously I was, signed through this year, but going forward, it was very clear that that I wanted to keep going. And so, like I said, I'm just grateful that Andrew believes in me and feels like, I can help lead this team on the field.
Just because it was not this past off season, kind of like what you were thinking about.
You know what? I think it's just. I think with anyone at different times in their lives, regarding their job, it's like, man, how long do I want to do this for? And so I think that's a fair thought that anyone should have. So again, it's not taken away from what I love to do, but it's just an honest admission.
would you go back and warn 2016 Dave Roberts about the pressure that comes with this job? Did you understand what you were getting into?
I didn't. I think that I wouldn't change anything as far as that. Pressure, expectations is what you play for, is what you coach for, and that's a good thing. And I'd like to think I embrace it. So no, I wouldn't change a thing, but I've also understood how to kind of navigate it and manage it and keep it about the Dodgers and winning baseball games, doing right on the field, off the field, and I think our players echo that sentiment.
What do you think it is that sort of gives you that push to sort of want to be here for that next contract?
I love this organization so much, and I think that I'm very embedded with the fan base, the players, and I just feel that I can help impact lives by doing this job. And I think you guys have seen me more vocal kind of outside of the baseball lane over the last couple years. I take a lot of pride in that, and not being lost that I'm the manager, a baseball manager, and not a political voice or social voice. But I do believe that I'm in a position to kind of do some good things off the field and impact lives, you know, whether it's with the Dodger Foundation and kids and minorities and people in need. So that overarching loving the Dodgers, I think, is part of it.
You went on record recently just saying, you know, this is your year.
Yep.
Why, I know each season will take about 20 but why do you feel that this is your year?
You know, it's something that I just believe. I see it very clear. In 2020, I felt that our guys had the combination of urgency, the talent in the room, the undeniable focus to win a championship. And I'm seeing semblance of that this year. Certainly easy for me to say that when you have a room of talented players like we do have. I just am not afraid to put my thoughts out to the public, and the fun part, the hard part, is the day-to-day to get better each day. So, and when I feel that our players are in lockstep with me and what I feel, I think it gives us a much better chance to execute our ultimate goal.
You talked to someone after the Dan Patrick Show interview about kind of that they brought it up to what you said?
No, I haven't, and I just didn't feel the need to. You know, I think that there's a humility part that should certainly come into play, but I also believe that there's a belief and a confidence that players and managers should have. So I wouldn't take it back. It's what I really believe, and I think that there's other managers in baseball that feel that way, and it's no disrespect to any other team or any other manager. But I do believe when you put something out there in the universe, it raises the bar for yourself individually, collectively, to try to attain, and it doesn't give you any other out. And so I'm not afraid of that.
Today,
Mookie's in there today. Bill.
Finally,
so there's no retraction.
You finally got him to play.
Mookie's in there. Mookie's in there, and again, it's just certain guys you just know they're going to get ready when the bell rings, and he knows what it takes to get himself ready. So he is in there today. He'll take 3 at-bats.
I know it's not set in stone, but what do you like about having Mookie, Freddie, then Trey be the top 3?
It's not set in stone, but it's certainly the way I'm thinking right now. I think that just Mookie's comfort level to get the lineup going, to hit at the top, Trey's ability to drive runs in, to get on base, his openness, and then also I think that with Freddie, you know, in between those guys, I think is important. So to have the right, left potentially with Max Muncy right there, it just posed a lot of problems for opposing teams.
How did you already done the 9 today? Pretty injury-ready opening day lineup.
It is. And, you know, it's when you look at the middle and then you look at the bottom part of the lineup, I think the main thing I want to get across is I played with a guy in 2004 that in 2003 was a batting champion. Bill Miller won a batting title. And I just want to make sure that our guys understand that, you know, it's a very deep lineup. And the thing I'm very fortunate is we have guys that understand that. So wherever they're hitting in the lineup, that they can impact the game. But you look at the length, I mean, it's, you know, there's not a lot of teams that can compare to that on paper. But like we said, you still got to go out there and play the game.
Is 4 through 9 kind of similar to what you think it might look like too for opening day?
You know what? I right now off the top of my head, I don't know 4 through 9. So I know 4. I think Will's in the 5. Is it Will or JT? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Jack. I don't know. I guess I probably should know, but I don't.
You'll see on the scoreboard. Going on today.
Yeah, that's right.
With Julio, what's the plan for him today?
Julio, I think it's 2 innings, and he's looked really good, and I'm really encouraged with him. And if he can get into the 3rd inning, that'd be great. But that's kind of the stress and how he's throwing the baseball.
Dave, we talked about Freddie a lot already. I just got into Phoenix, so I'm going to ask you. He's been here a couple of days now. Your impressions? What have you learned about him? How's kind of fitting into the ball?
You know what? He's fitting in really well. I think certainly a guy that's been around for so long and played in all-star games, so he knows a lot of our guys. He's very low maintenance, and not that I expected him to be high maintenance, but you know what he's told our trainers is, don't expect to see me. I still like you, I still love you, but don't expect to see me in the training room. As far as the weight room, he does a little bit of maintenance. He's pretty turnkey. He just wants to play and post. So getting to talk to him and know him and meeting his wife Chelsea and their family, it's been great. And obviously he's mentioned how it's been difficult, you know, not being in a Braves uniform, which is completely understandable. But I do know that he's looking forward to the season. And as we get into the season, that transition is going to be even easier because it's just about winning baseball games.
Dave, you're still keeping that threshold with the starters, 575, or some guys will be ahead, behind, and you talk about piggybacking.
Yeah, I think Walker will be kind of where you would normally see a starter when we break camp. I think Clayton, I mean, I know he doesn't like hard numbers, nor do I, but you know, a 4+ situation, his first turn, I think is very fair. I think Julio right around 4, something like that would be, I think, is attainable. And then with Andrew, I would say that's fair as well. So I don't believe that the kind of 6 and 90 and all that stuff for our guys. And as far as the piggyback, Posey, we don't have a dedicated 1 and 1B, 2 and 2B kind of dedicated for that particular game. But we have guys that are going to kind of pick up length innings after, you know, 1, 2, or 3, whoever that might be.
Kind of going back to yesterday when you named Walker. Have you talked to Clayton yet? Is it just a conversation you want to have with him? Just so that get his thoughts.
I'll talk to Clay. I'll talk to Clay today. But I know Clayton really well, and it's not something that he feels that we need to ask his permission. He respects, you know, my decision, our decision as an organization. And so, like I said, I'll talk to him today, just kind of in passing, but I don't think it'll be to get his approval. But like I said, I think Clayton is one of the happier people to see Walker be able to take down an opening day.
Yeah, I guess it was mostly just to see.
Yeah, that's fair. No. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that today.
Muncy, Smith, Turner, Bellinger, Golly.
We're back.
And Lux.
Man, that's a good line. Huh?
Exclude the top.
What would you have done different? What would you have done different?
No, I think that was, yeah.
The guy who writes that lineup deserves an extension.
Hey, good players make a good manager. You better have good players. And I got a lot of good players.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, Brian. Well, obviously we're very pleased and excited to have Albert return to the Cardinals for the upcoming season.
this reunion with Albert is a wonderful opportunity, not only him and the Cardinal organization, but for our great fans, the city of St. Louis, players and staff, everyone connected to the St. Louis organization. We look forward to seeing Albert and the Birds on the bat once again, which he gave a brief glimpse of today, and wearing his familiar uniform number 5. I can just imagine what opening day will be like in St. Louis this year. It's always a big celebration, but even more so this coming season. As I drove into the parking lot this morning, the first person I saw had an Albert Pujols jersey on. So you guys did a good job of getting the word out. And as I walked through the crowd, I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, "What an exciting day. Thank you for making this happen. This is, you know, a highlight of our spring, and can't wait to see Albert in uniform and swinging that bat again." So we're very excited and just pleased that it happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
You want
me to hold this?
That'll be better. Yeah.
Okay. So, Albert Pujols, he's back, just like baseball. Drafted in 1999 by the St. Louis Cardinals, he made his major league debut in 2001. You may remember he played with us for 11 years. He was MVP 3 times, finished second 4 times, and even finished third once. Needless to say, it was a spectacular career. Let's fast forward to 2022. The Cardinals and Albert reunite. We all hope for a magical year, one that is defined by team success, and one that honors the careers of Yadi, Adam, and now Albert. This is a unique opportunity for all of us. 3 legends making their final lap around baseball. Storybooks do not always have happy endings, and one cannot predict a season. But this story has a chance to be historic, and one I think we'll all welcome to watch. So Albert, thanks for being a Cardinal. Welcome back.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Well, guys, I'm here. Excited, you know, when everything went down yesterday, just knowing that I was going to get in the plane and just get back with everything started for me here in Jupiter, and, you know, wearing the Cardinal uniform again, just not only for this organization, this great organization, but for the best fans in baseball, you know, the Cardinals fans. So I'm just really excited and pumped up and looking forward, you know, to try to help this ball club as much as I can. Our goal is to try to win championship like it's always been. I was here for 11 years. We got the opportunity to win 2 of those, and hopefully we have another opportunity this year to get another one. So really excited and looking forward to.
Oliver, do you want any initial remarks?
Over the last couple of days, I've had the opportunity to talk to Albert, and I've enjoyed every second of it. The only thing I wanted to mention was this isn't just a story about Albert coming back to St. Louis. It's a story about him coming back to help us win a championship. His skill set and leadership is very hard to match, and what he's able to do on that field and in that clubhouse is remarkable. So we're really looking forward to this return. So let's do this. Yeah.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We'll get started with the question and answer portion. If you could just raise your hand, I will call on you, and so we can try to keep this a little bit organized so everyone can flow here. Thank you. So raise your hand if you have questions for anyone and who that may be directed towards. John, MLB.com.
Albert, Wayno was just saying that, you know, this is not just about nostalgia, not about a Hollywood ending. You've still got a lot to offer. Is that something you really want to try and show this season, that you have a lot to offer?
Well, for me, you know, I think I'm here for a reason. They believe, you know, that I can still play this game, and they believe that I can help this organization to win a championship. You know, Mr. DeWitt, Mo, Lee here, and myself, I believe in that too. So I think we have a great team. When you look at our starting lineup and when you look at our starting pitcher, the bullpen, I think Mo and Mr. DeWitt, they have done a great job in the front office to put a great team together, like, you know, like they do every year, you know, coming to spring training. So that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. You know, we still need to stay healthy and we still need to go out there and compete. You know, there's other 29 ball club, you know, that want to accomplish the same thing that we want, and that's to be a champion at the end of the season. So I'm just really excited to be here, and however this organization needs me to be, I'm just going to be here, whether it's the day that I play and the day that I'm not playing, just try to be ready, you know, whether it's a pinch hit or try to pump up my teammates, you know, as much as I can.
Mike Claiborne, Camel X.
Albert, first of all, welcome back. Secondly,
Thanks, Mike.
did you ever think this day would happen where you could be back in St. Louis?
Well, there's always hope. So, I mean, you never close the door. I don't think the organization never closed the door on me, you know, and I didn't never close the door on the organization either. You know, I think it's just a great opportunity, you know, and it just, you know, everything is always happening God's time. So this is the perfect time right now, and I'm back here. I'm really excited and just getting ready to go.
Jeff Jones, Belleville News.
Bill, to what extent are you involved in these conversations with Albert Nittling? Is it more than maybe a typical baseball decision?
Well, Mo and I talked about it, and obviously Albert is a legendary figure in St. Louis and had a nice year last year, and we were fortunate that he became a free agent and we had the opportunity to bring him back. You know, seeing him in a Cardinal uniform is really special. Number 5, we all know, it will be a legendary uniform as time goes on. It is at the moment. So, you know, when we had the opportunity to make it happen, Mo and I talked and had good conversations and committed to doing it.
Who's next? Tyler Kepner?
Albert, when we were talking to Adam Wainwright, he said when Albert Pujols is motivated, he is very, very dangerous. What is motivating you after all you've done in your career to keep going?
Well, for me, I still love the game of baseball. You have to love. I mean, I still have the passion, the love, and I think, you know, just coming back here where everything started, and, you know, this gentleman here to the right giving me the opportunity, you know, to probably finish my career here, it's really special. And, you know, having, I would say, my little brother Jari, you know, along the way, and then also Bueno, you know, it's just, you know, I think it's the perfect ender for all three, you know, but I think the best thing for us is just to stay focused on what we want, and this is not about me, this is not about Jari, Bueno, it's about the Cardinals organization and try to win a championship for the city of St. Louis. So I think we are professional enough for that, to block all that distraction. It's great. But there's come tomorrow, and we have a job to do, and that's to try to get ready, you know, for opening day, which is going to be short, pretty short here, coming up, you know, in the next week or so, and just to stay focused on what we want to accomplish, and that's to win a championship, and, you know, that's what we're going to try to do this year.
Marley Rivera, ESPN.
Albert, you just mentioned it a little bit. Are we saying that is this it for Albert Pujols? Like, this is going to be your last year in baseball? And how important was it that Yadi and Waino are still here?
Yes, this is it for me. This is my last run. So, you know, I don't know. I might get pumped up and play winter ball, but this is probably the last uniform that I will wear in the big leagues. You know, I think. You know, Jari and Adam, you know, I mean, Mo can tell you, I mean, those guys were FaceTiming, you know, pretty much every day. They're like, are you on the plane? Yeah, waking me up. Jari wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning yesterday. I'm like, dude. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, at 6 o'clock, I'm just waking up to try to go work out. So, I mean, yeah, those guys had a lot of big influence. I mean, we have great history together, you know, and we want to add more into our history, you know, and just for us to do it, hopefully we can do it this year, you know, and raise that championship trophy and just be something that it'll be really special for us, you know. So, and the memories that we have created and the memories that we're going to continue to create, you know, because we might hang this jersey tomorrow, whatever we're done, but at the end of the day, it's the memory that you can take with you, you know, and the friendship, and that's something that you can't just buy.
Brian, if I may just ask the same question in Spanish, because I'm sure a lot of people want to hear the
Okay.
exact same one, so
Okay.
for you guys. So, Albert, esta es la decisión, este va a ser el último uniforme que te vas a poner, te retiras con los Cardenales, y cuán importante era regresar a jugar con Yadi y con Armando.
Sí, este es mi último uniforme que me voy a poner en la Grandes Ligas con los Cardenales. Quizás me motive otra vez a jugar un par de juegos en la Liga Invernal, pero en Grandes Ligas sí, este ya, aquí se para la guagua. Yo es verdad que la motivación de Yari y Wainwright, tú sabes, la relación que nosotros tenemos, la historia que tenemos juntos, ganando a niños de Serie Mundial, de verdad que fue una influencia bien grande para yo venir aquí. Y también Mr. DeWitt y Mo darme otra oportunidad de venir aquí y tratar de terminar mi carrera, no solamente para mí y mi familia, sino para la fanaticada también, que siempre han apoyado el béisbol.
Commish, Rick Hummel, St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Hey, Rick. Thank you, man.
When you pulled on that number 5
Well, it feels great. You know, I mean, just to walk into the clubhouse, you know, remember for 11 years, actually 12 years, you know, because I went through a couple of times, you know, when I was in the minor league, but it just brings a lot of great memories, you know. That's where everything started. The first thing I did when I walked in, I came to the back, and I remember the locker room that I used to split, you know, in 2001, you know, when I made the ball club. And, you know, from there on, every year that I came down to spring training, I always look at the locker room because that's where everything started for me. That's where my career started, you know, in the big leagues. So it's really special. And just to see the young guys, the Sandman, they're really excited. And, you know, we have a great ball club around. I mean, it's just pretty awesome, you know. So talking in the dugout with some of the young guys and just, you know, picking my brains about the approach already that I take it in the game. I think to me that's what I'm here for, not just, you know, to win, but also to help these guys. They're the future of this organization. So I think for me, just like many players done it for me, Jimmy was one of them, Jim Emmons, Placido Polanco, Edgar Renteria. It's my job now, you know, to do the same thing. I've been doing that for the other organization that I played, and I'm going to continue to do that here.
Tyler, another one? Yeah. Albert, everybody knows that St. Louis is special. What do you miss about St. Louis last 10 years?
Well, the thing is that I can't go back. You know, all I can tell you is like I'm excited to be back and, you know, looking forward to 2022 season. So, you know, whatever happened 10 years ago, it happened. So not even 10 years ago, almost 12 years ago, I guess. So I really, I'm just really excited to get back. I felt like, yes, I might be wearing a different uniform, but I felt like I never left. I still have my foundation there. I still was coming to St. Louis to do a lot of my event through the Pujols Family Foundation. So, and the people still treat me the same way. You know, whether I was wearing the Cardinal uniform or whether I was wearing the Angel or the Dodgers, they never change. And that's what's so special about the Cardinals fans. So, you know, they love you when you wear their uniform, but they still love you because you're part of this organization. And I think they treat every sport the same way. So I'm just really special, and I'm humbled by that, and just really excited. I felt like, yes, I probably went to Southern California for a while, but I felt like I never left St. Louis because I was the majority of the time in the off season making an appearance back and forth doing event through the Pujols Family Foundation.
Derek Gould, Post-Dispatch.
Hey, Derek. How are you, buddy?
If I can ask two questions. You touched on it with Rick about giving back. I wonder what last year with the Dodgers kind of showed you about this kind of new role, not, you know, that you have kind of as a, I think they call you just the notion of how you could excel on the field, maybe in, you know, kind of a part-time role, but also have such an impact on the clubhouse by not being a starter, and how you could kind of appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with Mo, you know, Ali, those are the communication that we all have. I mean, those are stuff that we discuss. There's not for you guys to know, you know, what we talk, you know, in private. And I think communication is really huge. You lay everything on the table, and that's what I'm sitting here today. You know, I mean, it's, you know, they knew that they can use me the way that they want to use me, and my job is to, whenever I have the opportunity, you know, in the field, not just demonstrate myself that I can hold this ball club, but off the field and then in the dugout, you know, because at the end of the day, remember, I was a young player, so a lot of people had a great impact, you know, in my career. So I want to make sure that I do the same thing and give back to these players. So I had a great year with the Dodgers last year. I had a great experience in that role, if you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I think it's just that, man. Focus on what we want to accomplish, and that's winning a championship, and that's our main goal. Yeah. I've been working out. I mean, as you see, I didn't take anything for granted. I took probably 3 weeks off after I was done with winter ball, maybe 2 weeks, and I started working out again and knowing what I want to do and knowing that the DH might be an opportunity to open door not just for me, for a lot of other players. So I just stay in shape. I've been facing some live pitch back in California. I'm hitting probably about 5 times, three or 4 or 5 times a week. So just getting myself in shape. So kind of having my little sprint training on my own, knowing what I need to do to be focused and ready, because when that call came, like it did yesterday, I didn't want to just all of a sudden rush and try to get ready. I feel like I can get in the field tomorrow and play, because I've been doing that. Obviously, haven't been facing so many live pitch, but I don't think anybody in the locker room has faced that many live pitches. It's a really weird spring training. It's not your regular spring training. So, but for me, it's always been what I do in the cage, what I do in batting practice. The game, yes, that gets your legs on shape and all that. But I think I know what I need to do, and that start from the cage to the batting practice and the things that I need to do in the field with my ground ball, whatever it is, So, and I know what it takes to get ready, so it won't be that long.
Ben Fredericks, St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Thanks, man.
I'm curious what you made the trip back to St. Louis with the Angels. You were very emotional during that visit. Did that kind of put in your mind the idea that you wanted to make this happen, if it lined up in the future?
No, I mean, to tell you the truth, I didn't, because it was pretty emotional in 2019 too. So, it was pretty special. I mean, anytime that I came through those 2 years, 19 and last year, I mean, just is pretty special. It doesn't surprise me the way that the fans and, their organization treated me. I mean, it's just, it's really special. I think for me, it was like about if the opportunity came, like it did, and they needed my service, I want to be ready. And that's it. It was just really not much to talk about that. It was like, okay, this is what our plan is, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's make it work. And and I'm just really excited, because I'm just not come to just any team. This is an organization that have a great history, and we have a pretty good ball club. That we know that we can win a championship.
Let's take one or two more. Chuck King, Associated Press.
Along the lines of what Commish asked, what were you thinking as you walked out the wall, seeing all the fans?
Yeah, I had to put a little smile because it was I was gonna get a little bit emotional, because I'm a pretty emotional guy. It doesn't take that long, and having the fans just to appreciate, and like I say, thank Mr. DeWitt and Mo, for making this happen, and the whole front office. I mean, it's just really special. So I can't wait until, in a week or so we're back in St. Louis and just, really get in that field, with 45,000 people opening day, and just hopefully try to win again and help this ball club to win. So it's pretty special. Just a little taste. But like I say, it doesn't surprise me either, because I know how these fans are. So I seen it, the way that they support their team, and I seen it the way that they support all the team that comes around, and the history that players have done it, against us. So it's just pretty special.
John, you started us off. Why don't you give us a closing one here? It's been a long day for everyone. We got a lot all season to talk. John Denton, MLB.com.
Ollie said this morning, when you're a DH, it's like pinch hitting 4 times a game. Is the mindset different when you're a DH as opposed to when you're playing in the field?
Yeah, remember I got the opportunity to do both, first base, and then because the injuries being in the American League DH, so early when I did it several times with the Angels, I had a coach, David Ortiz, you know, he walked me through the things that I need to do and helped me out. I talked to Edgar Martinez too several times when I went to Seattle, so I'm pretty comfortable. I think it's something that you got your mindset and you need to train that for. It's not easy to do, but I think when you know that that is your job to come over here and just be ready to go and just do the little routine and prepare yourself for the game, you know, and try to do the best that you can to help this ball club to win. That's what I'm gonna try to do, you know, and nothing is gonna distract me. You know, whether I'm playing first base, one day the Goldschmidt is needed a day off, or whether I'm DHing, you know, at the end of the day, I'll be ready to go for whatever these guys is calling me to do. So, you know, my job is to be in the locker room. He makes the lineup, they make the call. So my job is to be ready to go when my name is called. So I'll be ready.
All right. Well, thank you, Albert. Welcome back. Bill, thank you. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Ollie.
Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Thank you for watching the Improbable Podcast. Have a probably awesome rest of your day.